Okay, we're up and running. Last week we did graphical solutions to cubics. Remember when we had things like this. Oh, that one's not as interesting. I'll go there. Last week we did stuff like this, and if this was -5 and this was -2 and this was 1, what would that be? Should go real fast. X plus 5 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. Good, very good. Okay, we did that. And then we would say to ourselves, okay, if you multiply all of this out, you'll get some kind of cubic, right? Blah, 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 blah. True? No, you will. For sure, because you got to have an x here and an x here and an x here. Today we're going to learn about how you can go the other way. If you start with the cubic and you know one of the roots, you'll wind up with quadratic. And we're going to talk about that. And this may be a brand new topic to some of you, so don't panic. Okay, it'll be okay. We're just going to go the other direction. So let's say that you have x cubed plus x squared minus 10x plus 8. And we want to divide this by x plus 4. All right? And you're freaking out going, whoa, you can't do that. Well, you can. Remember way back in the day? And you would say 51 divided by 3. And you'd go, okay, how many times does 3 go into 5? How many times 3 go into 5? Once. You'd put down a 1 here. You'd put a 3 here. You'd subtract the 3, and you put down a 2 here. And you bring down the 1. And how many times does 3 go into 21? 7. And then we're at 21. You draw a line. You get a 0. And then we say, okay, there's no remainder. Means what? It means 3 times 17 equals 51. All true? I'm going to move this over. I noticed that screen's off a little bit. You believe me? Is that okay, AJ? Yeah. Well, long division of polynomials is no different than what we just did here. It's just a little bit longer. Okay? That's why they call it long division. Carry on like long division. Who is that? Death Cab for Cutie. Old band. Are they still around? Okay, good. They sold out. That's what happens, right? Okay, so here we go. We say to ourselves, how many times does x go into x cubed? How many times does x? In other words, we're just saying individually, x cubed divided by x equals what? X squared. Because, here it is, Luke, x times x squared equals x cubed. Because really, this is x to the first. And really, if you go back, way back, you'd say that means x to the 1 plus 2 equals x cubed. Is that all right? Camille, is that okay? Okay, so we don't need that anymore. I'll put that down here. It's fine. So that means we're going to put not that. That means we're going to put, just like we did before, an x squared above that. It's no different than what we did right here with 51 and 3 and 17. We're saying that 3 times 1 is 3. We're going to say x times x squared equals x cubed. So we're going to put down an x cubed there. Now, the only difference is we have to distribute to the 4 as well. What's x squared times 4? So it's plus 4x squared. And just like we did up here, we went 51 divided, or minus, we went 5 to minus 3. In this case, we're going to go x cubed plus x squared minus all of this. Watch your sign. Okay? X cubed minus x cubed, 0. Be careful. X squared minus 4x squared, negative 3x squared. Okay? Javier? It's okay? Okay. Bring down your negative 10x. Now, we're looking at what number times x is going to give me negative 3x squared. So we go minus 3x. Okay, so again, I'm going to go minus 3x times x is minus 3x squared. And then I have to go negative 3x times 4. Negative 3x times 4. What's that, Maggie? Negative 12x. And again, be careful. This is the part that can cause problems. You're going minus everything. So, I guess I don't need that anymore. So, negative 3x squared minus a negative 3x squared. I did that on purpose. What's that? 0 again. Now, negative 10x minus a negative 12x plus 2x, or just 2x, because we have that 0. Okay, so far so good. You're doing great. Next step, who haven't I picked on lately? Ben, what's the next step? Pull the 8 straight down. You guys probably thought, like, after 4th grade you'd never use long division again, but here you are. Right?
But now we have letters. Yeah.
Okay, plus 8. Next step. What number times x gives me 2x, Joel? What number times x gives me 2x? 2. Excellent. So we go plus 2. Then we multiply 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4 is 8. Again, we multiply, or we subtract everything. 0. Okay, so this is the biggie. No remainder. Means x plus 4 times x squared minus 3, that's a 3, x plus 2 equals what, Laura? Not that. X plus 4 times x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals No, x plus 4 down here times, maybe you can't see, x plus 4 times all of this equals what? Lifeline, Kylie? X cubed plus x squared minus 10x plus 8. And that's what we were doing in the warm-up. That's why we started with that warm-up. Laura, is that okay? Yeah. So if I go this divided by this, I get this. If I go this binomial times this trinomial, I get this polynomial. Pretty cool. How many minutes are we into this? We are in, 10 minutes. You got a little bit more in you? A little bit more, Anne-Marie? You know me, I love to check it a different way. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, let's go green or go home. Let's check it by a different method. Okay? Synthetic division. Okay, so our original problem was x cubed plus x squared minus 10x plus 8, yeah? And we want to divide this by x plus 4. So far, so good? All right, synthetic division goes like this. It's going to look a little weird. Write out the coefficients only. Okay? What's the x cubed coefficient? 1. What's the x squared coefficient? 1. Negative 10 and 8 and divide by the root. Not the factor. This is the trippy part with synthetic division. We're going to divide by the root. What's the root? Okay, what's the factor? Factor. X plus 4. Root. Negative 4. Okay? So we're going to divide by negative 4. Yeah, pretty trippy. So this one's different. Hold on to your hat. Okay, I start off by bringing down the 1. Bring down the 1. Okay, I multiply times negative 4. Equals negative 4. I add. What's 1 plus negative 4? I get negative 3. Maybe I should do that in a different color. I multiply negative 3 times negative 4. What does that give me? Positive 12. I add negative 10 plus 12. Positive 2. I multiply by what? -4. I get -8. Okay? Now return your x terms. Okay? So I just divided a cubic. I just divided a cubic by a binomial. What does this have to be here? Well, this factor has to be what kind of a function? A trinomial or a quadratic, yeah. Has to be. Okay, it has to be quadratic, an x squared term. So this first term is going to be 1x squared minus 3x plus 2. Well, it has to be, because this one was 1x cubed, right? 1x cubed plus 1x squared minus 10x plus 8, right? So once again, recall 1x squared minus 3x plus 2 times x plus 4 equals, what's this guy up here again? This is a cubic. What's it got to be? 1x cubed plus 1x squared minus 10x plus 8. Boom. Does that check what we did before? Yeah. Now, some people find this synthetic division to be way faster and way easier than long division once you get into it. Some people prefer to be long division gurus. As always, we're going to be bilingual in here and be able to do both. Joel? Before